Nature has always carried the weight of beauty, a luxury that many have simply taken advantage of. But this week on DV, we're going to show you how this one resort-style hotel in Hong Kong is leading the charge in crafting a green business operation, promoting sustainability in various forms, and to celebrate nature every chance they get. Let's check in with Ivy in Aberdeen.
I'm sure you've heard it before. Hong Kong may be a concrete jungle, but actually 3/4 of it is rural countryside. But most of us haven't got an opportunity to fully appreciate it. The closest thing we get to nature is probably on a hike or kayaking. Well, right now I'm here at a very special hotel who's injecting nature into its guest experiences. To celebrate nature through outdoor activities and sustainable operations, they are taking action on climate change and at the same time educating guests that sustainable living can be easily embraced. Let's check it out.
That's fascinating, inspiring, and a much-needed boost for those who are just as concerned with climate change as many of us are. I can't wait to know more about the efforts behind it all.
Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much for your time. So I just want to know, what is the mission here at this hotel?
Well, our brand originated it from Singapore and we brought it to Hong Kong. And we very much celebrate the heritage. So whilst we bring it to Hong Kong, we want to, of course, celebrate Hong Kong as well as the South Side. When you think of the South Side, you think of a lot of marine adventures, natural wonders.
Yes.
So we try to promote sustainability and marine conservation.
Okay. What's the vision for this hotel?
We want to, of course, like I said, celebrate the heritage of the South Side, and we also really want to participate in promoting sustainability. So you see a lot of things about this hotel, from the design phase to how we operate the hotel, to the products that we use. A lot of thought has been put into what we use, how we incorporate that into everything that we do here at the hotel. If you look at the hotel, we try to maximize the use of natural daylight. Within the hotel, we have smart lighting controls so that we can achieve energy efficiency, motion sensors as well. In our day-to-day operation, we also use products that are sustainable. And for example, we have refillable amenities bottles in the room. Also, the packaging is using cornstarch, which is 100% biodegradable. Little things that customers may or may not notice, but we certainly put a lot of thought into it. When you think of a hotel, in addition to accommodation, you also think about meals, right?
Yes.
So in the food items that we use, we think about using local vendors so that we promote local businesses, as well as reduce our carbon footprint.
Do the guests know all of this?
We try and tell them all of that. So in the menus, we will say that we have sustainable seafood. So 70% of the ingredients that we use right now are sustainable. One of the things we do also is that we want to spread the message. And we feel that the best way to do this is actually through education, especially to children. So given the fact that we're a family resort, we do a lot of edutainment. So actually in our rooms, we have a book that is curated by Hong Kong's father of marine biology.
Okay.
It's a book about sea creatures and animals, and there are illustrations of 40 different sea creatures and animals so that kids can start to learn about how to be nicer to the environment already. And we also have a big kids area called the Explorers, and we have different zones catering to different age. And each zone is actually takes inspiration from destinations in Hong Kong, such as Mai Po, Pic de Gala, and Shako, etc., so that people learn a little bit more about Hong Kong and its heritage as well. We also have kids' themed room, which we have 6 different themes. For example, we have Jurassic Submarine, we have Rainbow Unicorn, Mermaid Princess, Hong Kong Safari, to name a few.
That sounds adorable.
Yeah, so they're just fun ways of engaging children and try to educate them about marine life and also nature in general.
Why sustainability? Why make this so important, in the proposition for this particular hotel?
Because we think that this is a very important subject for not just for Hong Kong, but for the rest of the world as well. We need to preserve our planet so the generations to come can actually enjoy it. And given the location of where we are and the heritage of the South Side, we feel that it's a very appropriate message to take to Hong Kong. So I mentioned earlier in our products, we actually look for vendors which are like-minded,
Yes.
who also want to promote sustainability. We also work with different organizations in conservation projects. So one of the projects that we actually do is promote the growth of corals in the sea.
Hi, Dr. Baker. Thank you so much for your time. So what is it that you do at Hong Kong University?
I'm an associate professor in the School of Biological Sciences at HKU, and I'm also affiliated with the Swire Institute of Marine Science. I'm a coral reef ecologist, so I spend a lot of my time doing research underwater. We do a lot of scuba diving, and we're really interested in marine biodiversity, all of the things out there that are associated with coral reefs.
I see. So what can you tell me about this collaboration? How did it come about?
Well, we've been working on coral restoration locally for many years now. And with my partners, we are now working together on what is the city's first privately funded coral restoration project, which we're really excited about. Here, we're really trying to increase awareness. Through this exciting project, we want to bring people to the site. We want to get them engaged in the process.
Yeah.
So through this project, we're going to have opportunities for the general public to join us in the field, to go diving, to go snorkeling, to look at the reef and even help us maintain it for the future. We also have programs that are going to be involving young people so that we can get kids excited about coral reefs, learning more about their biology and also about how we can protect them for the future.
What is exactly unique about, the restoration process?
Well, we're using a patented technology that has never before been used in this way anywhere on the planet. We are using 3D printing in a novel material, terracotta. So we're printing in clay and creating complex structures that can aid in coral restoration.
Is there a particular reason why you use terracotta?
Terracotta is a great material. It's far better than concrete, which many people have used in the past. But concrete chemically is a bit harsh for marine organisms to attach to. And terracotta has none of these limitations. It's porous, it's eco-friendly, it's biocompatible. So lots of marine life love to attach to our terracotta tiles, and that's true for our corals as well.
Can you tell me about how corals grow actually?
You can find corals from the Arctic to the Antarctic and everywhere in between. In the tropical areas, that's where we're most familiar with the reef-building corals. And reef-building corals are the ones that build these incredible underwater cities that we're so familiar with. They need sunlight in order to do the process of calcification, building up their skeletons. And so therefore they need to have water that's relatively clear and has the right temperature and has the right amount of additional nutrients that the corals can use to grow. So that's why reef-building corals are restricted to very special areas along the tropical and equatorial regions of Earth. And nowadays you don't need to go to Thailand or to Okinawa to have these experiences. You can have them right here. Many people locally don't realize that Hong Kong has this incredible biodiversity, including coral reefs.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's enjoy them. The idea was, what if we could tile the seafloor, much like you would put tiles on your bathroom or kitchen floor? And when I learned that at the university we had a printer that could print at huge scale in terracotta clay, everything clicked in my mind. And this has been a great solution because it keeps the corals off the sand. It gives them a hard bottom to grow on. It's highly biocompatible. And a reef tile can be produced in about 30 minutes time.
What were the challenges that you faced when you were developing and also implementing these terracotta tiles?
People have this conception that a 3D printer can print really anything that's in your imagination, but we are limited by the materials themselves.
Okay.
So we have to then design so that it's printable. The other challenge is then that clay is really almost like a living thing. It's filled with water, so you have to dry it out, and it can take 2 weeks. And then during the firing process, you can have cracking that actually makes you go back to square one and start again. So a lot of the effort is put into the production process and trying to optimize it to make sure that we get the final product that we're looking for. That's one of the big challenges. When we put them on the seafloor, as soon as they hit the bottom, marine life move in. I mean, immediately, fish, sea cucumbers, crabs, they scamper to the reef tile to use it as a home. We've often also seen cuttlefish that lay their eggs in the tiles because it's a wonderful habitat to raise their young.
I see.
So it's remarkable, really, how effective they are. That's the easy part.
That's so heartwarming.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
We're back at this eco-friendly resort hotel nestled in the mountains of Aberdeen. A picturesque space and an idyllic environment. Ivy, what else can you tell us about this place?
I find it really meaningful that this hotel is so eco-conscious in absolutely everything that they do, from their ideation to their design to their application and their operational processes. And at the same time, they are partnering with different organizations and sponsoring events such as Miss Hong Kong in order to raise public awareness about our world's environmental challenges. Well, I look forward to seeing how the stars of our future are putting the spotlight on sustainability. After all, actions echo.
What a wonderful collaboration. Having a prestigious pageant event that encompasses the world of nature and what it means to preserve and conserve it. There are so many lessons to be learned, facts to dive deeper into, and efforts to be made. Hope these pageantry hopefuls continue to inspire our next generation to keep up the green work, because the weight of beauty on nature can soon turn into a burden.
Melanie, can you tell me a little bit about the design of this hotel?
Yes, definitely. This hotel is the first hotel in Hong Kong and mainland to receive the WELL certification.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and we love to bring in the wellness and sustainability to all our guests in this hotel. We have energy-saving measures. So for instance, we have the solar light lamps that you get to see in this room. And we also have the rainwater recycling systems. And as a hotel, we have restaurants, of course. So we have 5 outlets in this hotel. And we actually have our total food waste treatment. So we have 6 food waste machines that can treat 1.5 tons of food waste per day. I think it's very important to implement green journey to our guests. So upon the arrival of this hotel, the guests, first of all, they get to see this beautiful eco bricks path. And these bricks itself are actually made of 7 types of upcycled plastics. Plastic is, of course, as we all know, is an important environmental issue right now.
It really is, yeah.
And only 11% of the plastic are being recycled. So it is important for us not only to recycle plastic, but also to reduce plastic. So for instance, in our hotel, we have eradicated all plastic bottles in our rooms. So we provided each guest the beautiful glass jar and also the thermal flask. And we actually build up all these smart water dispenser system where they can fill in their waters as well.
Wonderful.
And the guests really loved it.
What about the accessories in this particular room?
Each of the room will be given a beautiful set of environmental gifts. We have this lovely sets of pencils, and they're not just normal pencils, but they're actually made of seeds.
Ooh.
So the guests can actually build their own lavender, they can actually grow their own mints.
How else are you raising awareness? Any other sponsorships or partnerships?
We're very happy to sponsor the Miss Hong Kong. This is a very important project for us because I believe that Miss Hong Kong is an important campaign to showcase the importance of gender equality and women empowerment. And we hope that Miss Hong Kong can also play a positive, influential role to help us to actually broadcast the importance of sustainability to the society. We have a STEM workshop that actually helps our guests and their children to learn about the coral restorations. They can understand the coral species. They can also build their own reef tiles. They can also build their own coral reef. We also have the Adopt the Coral program, where our guests can also adopt a coral reef. We will have tours to bring them to the ocean park to see the real coral reef so that they can learn about the importance of coral restorations.
The guest experience certainly sounds like a fruitful one, but it doesn't look like it ends there. We're atop a bridge, up on the mountain. Let's see what Ivy has in store for us all the way up here.
Hey, Nicole, you're looking really sporty today. What do you do?
Yeah, very observant. So I actually have to look after the facilities in the hotel, which includes a 60 meters infinity pool.
Okay, so all the sports facilities there.
Yes, there's a really nice kids lagoon. There's also the 24-hour gym, and then we have an ocean view spa to be open.
Oh, very lovely. Oh, what kind of activities, do you actually host?
We are the fun team.
Oh, okay. What does FUN stand for?
Fun, right. F is actually fun, family and fun. U is uniqueness. N is the nature and neighborhood. We create a lot of memorable experiences for our guests. So for family and fun, we have abseiling and zip line right at Brick Hill, which is only 20 minutes away. And guests are actually surprised it's so close they can adventure near the nature.
So this is part of the hotel program.
Absolutely. So these are actually very special programs. So parents, like for the family, the parents and kids can join our mermaid dance, which is quite unique again in the infinity pool. They wear a mermaid tail. They can dance and pose gracefully. For uniqueness, we actually take guests to experience rock climbing and ap lei pai.
Oh, I didn't know that you can do rock climbing here in ap lei pai.
Yes. You don't even have to fly away. It's all in Hong Kong. And also because Ocean Park is right next to us, we have a nighttime biodiversity program, which we take them at night to look at nocturne insects, frogs, and teach them.
Nocturne, did you say?
Yes.
So at night?
At night, when Ocean Park is closed, we take them there and we go look for little animals, insects, and teach them about biodiversity. And also because we have the Aberdeen Fishing Village, we also take guests on a sampan ride to go through from the past to the present.
A sand pan?
Yes. Sampan is a small wooden boat. You can take about 10 persons and go on the ride. The lady is actually, she's the 4th generation from the fishing village. So now she takes tourists and guests around the village and tell them the history of her, the 100 years in the Aberdeen Fishing Village.
Hi, Ping. I just want to know, what do you do here?
我都係揸呢個三板船旅遊嘅。
Also, you're doing this sampan boat tourism. What kind of hotel guests do you usually carry in your boat, and where do you take them?
我哋負責咧，即係帶啲客人咧嚟到我哋香港仔避風塘咧，睇下我哋呢度有咩變遷好大。
So you're here to take them through the eras of change around this particular area.
但係咧，而家咧佢哋好少人識得嚟坐我哋呢啲 salmon boat，因為係好古老。
Because these salmon boats are so historical, not very many tourists actually know to come and actually visit and take a trip on these boats. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the changes in and around the typhoon shelter, what kind of business you used to do, and where did the sampan boats come from?
呢啲 sampan boat 咧，以前我哋咧一家人咧就嚟住喺度嘅，我哋係做嗰啲接載漁民啊。 就上船同埋埋岸嘅。後期咧有咗海鮮房啦，咁我哋就轉咗載佢開去海鮮房，就食海鮮，咁就一路咁樣嚟做旅遊，咁就轉型到而家啦。
I see. What happened was it used to be a lot smaller than it is now, and it used to host fishermen. You would take these fishermen to and from shore to their fishing boats, and then thereafter, as times changed, the seafood restaurant came about, and then you would take tourists and restaurant goers to and from shore to eat the seafood. And then thereafter, you know, when the seafood restaurant was closed, then, you know, you went into doing tourism of the Aberdeen area. Are there any attractions you would take people around?
如果佢係外國嚟嘅咧，佢哋好中意睇喺水上住嘅嗰啲船屋。
A lot of foreigners love to come and visit these sampan boats and understand where you live.
佢哋覺得好怪嘅係點咧？一隻三板船咁細，會住一個 family 咁咧，個屋企人啊。
So these foreigners, they love to understand how 4 people manage to live on a very tiny boat.
Yeah， 我做過好多客咧，英女王啦，外國明星啦 ，Michael 啦。
Michael Jackson and the Queen used to come to your boat.
球星啊，都會落嚟我哋呢度兜個圈睇下嘅。
Even the sports stars would come and visit your boats and have a look at it around Aberdeen. What do you see happening in the typhoon shelter in the coming days in the future?
我哋呢啲 salmon boat 咧就冇乜嘢咩發展啦，因為呢啲係一種古老嘅文化。咁我哋都年紀大啦，冇呢個後生再做，所以我哋一 唔做啦，退休啦，就已經係冇。
This is actually a cultural heritage of Hong Kong, but unfortunately, because you don't see any future generations taking up your work, you find it really hard to pass down the tradition of these sampan boats. So the moment you retire, fewer and fewer sampan boats are present in Hong Kong.
我都希望可以幫助我哋香港仔能夠宣傳到我哋呢一種文化。
You really want to promote the Aberdeen culture, and the sampan boats is actually one of these cultural heritage that you really look forward to having the next generation to take up, but you still are hopeful for the future.
Yeah.
Sustainability can be such a serious topic, and yet I never imagined it could be as fun and also as educational and informative. By embracing ecotourism in these bite-sized practices, conservation efforts could be more easily digested. It is through this that we can inspire the next generation to celebrate nature.